I got Glens Falls Middle School. Open her up here. This is Mr. Johnson. He was the vice principal, assistant principal. He had a silhouette of like a gun target with shots in it. You go in there and you close the door, and that's the first thing you'd see. He was a deputy sheriff. He was a boat cop on Lake George, and he's like a super prick. All right. Miss Vasquez, she was our Spanish teacher, and she showed up like the Monday. She got married on a Sunday and showed up on Monday half drunk with like a t-shirt and a dress on. She drove a white Toyota pickup with a red door and like a cap on. Here's another picture of her right here. And she used to say after school, she's like, "Hey, you guys need to drag it, because we would hang out outside in the parking lot after school. And there's Mr. Connolly right here. He taught me the phrase "ominous clouds portend a storm." I never forgot that. Here's Mr. Frere. Bruce Hall beat the shit out of him because he caught him leaving. Caught him leaving school. So Mr. Frere is like you can see he's a kind of a nerd. And after that, he got really fat because he got depressed. So in like future episodes. Oh my God! So like in future years, he was like big Mr. Frere. When I moved back to Glens Falls after living in New York, I saw him at the gym and I pretended I didn't know him. This is Wayne Allen. This is the guy who beat me up in. Look at my dirty ass fingernail. You like them? This is the guy who beat me up for the Nirvana tape. That's him. For having a Nirvana tape. There he is. This is Nicole Backus, and we used to call her Nicole Blackass. Remember that? Yeah. There's Peter Lemry, who looked like he was 30 years old in high school, and like he had such thick body hair, like arms and shit. It was so weird. There's Dave Morneau. We used to call him Dave Porno. And Harold Morgan had a job before all of us. He worked at LaValle's store. He worked at like a bodega, so you'd walk in and like buy soda from old Howard Morgan. Here, okay. Here's the best part of the yearbook. Our yearbook was so bootleg that they fucked up and put in pictures of people we've never seen. This is from a high school. These color pictures are from a high school that we'd never seen because they just fucked it up. Here's a class of '93 homoerotic zone here. It's really good. That dude's awesome. There's Walter Jones. We used to call him the Big Black Sack Attack. He was on our football team, and he had a promising football career, then got caught drunk driving, which is how it goes, I think. Yeah, really cool guy, cool school here. Everybody looks awesome. There's a dude with a fucking AC/DC shirt on, which is great. All right, this is 7th grade. You don't need to know about these assholes. Well, there's Mr. Cashin. He was like friends with my dad for a while, and like so I'd have to come home and he'd be like hanging out, which is weird. I was like, oh, it's Mr. Cashin, great. Here's Rhonda Christian, first in a long line of metalhead girls I made out with. Rhonda Christian. Also Charlotte Etkin, also a metalhead girl, really cool. And there's Carrie DeLong. We used to say, "How long is it? It's DeLong." It's so dumb. There's Jamie Gifford. Got a motorcycle accident, lost an arm. All right, now we're gonna get to. Here's the greatest, Jody St. John. It's Jody St. John, the hottest metal girl. Turned into the hottest metalhead girl ever. Jody St. John.
Where's she now?
I don't know. Right next to Eric Stetson, who was one of my metalhead friends. He listened to more Queensryche than was probably allowable. Here we are in the 6th grade. There's Pete Casola. I was in Boy Scouts with him. Really good. It was Krista Kerman, turned into a beauty. And then I think she ended up moving to Saratoga, working at the casino. There's your boy. There's your boy. Yeah. So young, so tender, so mild. There's Keith Latham. Right there. If you ever wondered, yeah, there he is. There's Keith Latham. Jason Joyle. He's like an Arab, like mixed kid. we were quite very questionable. We questioned his We questioned his thing. It's Travis Hayes, who we all thought was, we all figured that he was, like guys, and then turned out he did. Brad Blair is the only black kid in our class. Of all, okay, you zoom in, it's Brad Blair, right? And then you zoom out, it's like all white people. It's Chris Braco. He was actually the person that turned me on to Megadeth, even though he was a dork. It's Steve Babson. We one night I almost punched him in the face because we were driving in his parents' Cadillac and he got the car up to 100 on the Northway and I thought he was going to kill us, so I punched him. And it was Mari Balch. She turned into like the first punk girl in Glens Falls. Mari Balch. We used to call him Mari Balls, which was awesome. It's Frank Caputo. Frank Caputo, he like listened to Green Jelly and Gren all the time. There's Adam Bogdan. I got in a fight with him. Like hardcore fight. Knockdown, drag out. Shannon Heidorf, man. High school girlfriend later on in life. Shannon Heidorf. Yeah, Shannon Heidorf. Imagine her. Imagine her. Can you just imagine Shannon Heidorf? Visualize, if you picture in your mind's eye, Shannon Heidorf. Okay. John Kovac. Always made fun of him. He ended up working at Hannaford for his whole life. There's Dan Reyes. He's the kid who got me into Wu-Tang Clan. He's like a mixed kid. Used to call him like mixed.
You love the term mixed.
Well, that's back then. That's what we use. It's Astara Roth. Astara Roth, another hot one. The hottest girl in school, Jessica Tosi. So imagine, if you could imagine. She ended up dating Joe Minor, who was in the Ramones. There's John Walden. John, another metalhead dude. John Walden. All these people grew long hair and ended up being metalheads. There's Phil Vigor, your neighbor. It's Phil Vigor right there. It's really good. Abby Wright, she ended up joining the Air Force going to Iraq. Nobody thought she was a hero, but then we found out she was just doing clerical work. There's Mr. Rizzo. Mr. Rizzo once said that my dad wasn't a hard worker because he drove a truck, and I told my dad, and my dad wanted to take the day off of work to go beat him up. I had to literally talk him down off like the ledge, like sixth grade me. Here's some weird shit going on. I don't know what's going on there. It's Mr. Donlin. He's leading the kids. It says welcome Chris Copistaci there too.
Oh yeah, Chris Janning or Jansing. What
Chris
the fuck?
Jansing.
Jansing. For those of you who don't know, local hero.
There's Mayor. Oh my God. There's Mayor Frank O'Keefe talking to Emily King. Emily King. Remember the story of Emily King when I sent her dirty notes in her locker?
Oh, dude, I do remember her. That's great.
Emily. It looks like Ronald McDonald there, but she was actually good looking. There's John Abadilli. He's the only rich kid in school. He was like silver spoon up his ass, and he got no love from us. This was taken in we used to have school sleepover. We used to have sleepovers for the book club. And we'd all like stay up and read, and then sleep over at the school. It was like really lame, like super lame. There's Mrs. Marriott. Mrs. Marriott, so hot. Center part, Mrs. Marriott. Who's like 30 in this picture. So good. There's Mr. Gates, who looks like central casting principal in any like 80s movie. Okay, we got Eric Beecher, good friend, great friend, Eric Beecher. One time, I beat him so bad in Street Fighter that I was supposed to sleep over at his house, but I beat him so bad in Street Fighter, he sent me home. I had to walk home by myself. There's Jamie Bates. Jamie Bates is the original. Sup, bud? What you burnt? Nope, slightly toasted. I saw Jamie Bates recently, and he told me that he was going to a propane show down at Saratoga Winners. But the problem is Saratoga Winners burnt down like 5 years ago, so he was just bullshitting. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go see the band Propane soon. Propane, right? Remember them? Chris Farnham, another metalhead stalwart. Becky Cavallo. She moved to Vermont and smoked weed all the time. There's Pete Casola. Nice hair, right? Jamie Comstock, the best Guns Falls voice ever. Hey, bud. I worked with him at Pizza Hut. He used to piss blood. And they were like, go in after him. He'd like go in the bathroom after him, and he'd like piss blood all over. There's Tiffany Burlingame. We used to call her Hamburger. That was like hamburger, because she would like. We thought it was hilarious that she'd eat a hamburger for lunch sometimes. So we'd be like, hamburger. She actually has a hamburger. Oh. There's Nick Guyette, another metalhead stalwart. Jane Hayjack, who turned into a beauty afterward.
The fuck out.
Yeah, that's true. There's Terry Hammond. Terry Hammond. There's a lower class. There was like a B team of metalheads who we didn't fuck with, and he was one of them. We're like, okay, Pose Dog, fuck off. EJ Graham, who was like a sports rapist dude later on in high school, like real bad. Randy Gerard, we used to shoot hoops with him and play schoolyard football with him. Chad Klein. Chad Klein is the biggest nerd, I think, on earth. And there he is. Move over one. Heather Kenny, my first love. Heather Kenny. Can you imagine Heather Kenny? Oh, wow. Could you imagine? Can you imagine just Janice Minor, metalhead girl. Jolene O'Malley. John O'Truba, there he is. This good old John O'Truba. Yeah, he was one of our metalhead pals. There's E.J. Graham again. Yeah. There's Danny Ramsey. Hung out with him and Jason Ramsey. Jason Ramsey, guitar player, Catacomb.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's him. Yep. Donnie Singleton, the namesake of Donnie's Woods.
You're fucking kidding. That's Donnie of Donnie's Woods. That's fucking fantastic.
This is Donnie of Donnie's Woods right here.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah. This is Jeff Waddell, the guy who threatened to beat me up. And then there's Kieran Midas, who listened to like a lot of Lemonheads later on. Jeff Waddell's like, "Who's your girlfriend, dude? Who's your girlfriend?" When I hit on Emily King so hard. Let's see if I could find Emily King real quick here. No, she wasn't on this team. She wasn't in this life. But yeah, we'll keep going through here. Maybe you'll see a picture of me. This is at a school dance. Kristen Van Duzen. She was great. I remember when we had swimming class. We had a co-ed swimming class. She's always like the best in a one piece. There's I don't remember his name, but he looks like a dork. Chris Malick. Chris Malick ended up breaking into a Grand Union and stealing cigarettes in South Glens Falls. I remember that. Courtney Shane at Scheller, who like loved me. She was in love with me, but I wasn't in love with her. We used to have to ride the city bus before they had school buses. We used to have to ride the city bus, and for some reason they put Poetry in Motion on the school bus for some reason. There's the mayor. The mayor was like heavily involved for some weird reason. There we go. Activities. Here we go. There's Abby DeRocker, who I talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Abby DeRocker. Yeah, and it's the Student Senate, looking good. Brad Blair was involved. Ironic, he was involved in student government because later he got very arrested and put in jail for a long time. There's Heather Kenny. I used to look at this exact picture and be like, oh, what would happen? What would happen with Heather Kenny? Whoa. And, I mean, that's about it, guys. Yeah, obviously I wasn't in the Glen Tones.
I can't believe that many people went to your school.
Oh, God, yeah. No, I wasn't in the student stage band. Here's some cutting up. See, look at that, man. Oh, like, leave some space for Jesus right there. Sometimes just dancing. Look at the sweaters and shit. Like, look at that mismatch. There's Peter Cardy. When I was playing football, I later in high school, I speared him during practice on a kickoff. Like punt return, he was returning the punt, and I nailed him. And he lived right near my house on Hoyt Street. And he walked over at like 9 o'clock at night after we got home. And he like was beating on the door. He wanted to fight me because I heard him bad. Really good. And some cross-dressing at some point. We're dressed up like girls because it's funny, I guess. Yeah, sports. No, I wasn't a sports guy yet. There, no. There's Mr. Mason, who used to watch everybody shower to make sure we weren't. It doesn't look too much like a creep. He used to watch everybody shower after gym class to make sure we weren't getting in trouble, quote unquote. Which I thought was weird. And he was the first man who ever saw me nude.
Certainly not the last.
Yeah. It's my defensive coordinator in high school, Mr. Graham. Cool guy. I think he used to buy beer for people, but I don't know. And yeah, we used to have a place called the Joy Store, the quality discount department store. And used to go there, and you could buy like a case of soda and a gun. It was like a predecessor of Walmart. It was great. And yeah, that's about it, guys.
Hans, what was your nickname?
Hansi.
They didn't call you Hamburger?
No, they didn't call me Hamburger. That was the Hamburger was reserved for Tiffany Burlingame. But yeah, and, you know, see if you can see like the young boy in this, right? I think he's right here. Yeah, that's me. Like, see this, and then turn over to me. What happened, dude? Holy shit. Yeah. Here's Emily King, though, so love her. All right, I'm closing the book on my past, bro.